Today's topic we're talking about today is things you should do with your family in the beginning of 2024.
Yes. Yes. So, Happy New Year, everyone. We just want to say Happy New Year to everyone that's out there on YouTube, that's looking at us on Facebook, and thank you for supporting us. And just like any other time, we want to make sure that you hit that subscribe button to give us some views because we do this not just for ourselves, but we want to make sure that this is here to help you. And please leave comments too, also on YouTube. And are we on Instagram too, honey? We on there?
Yes, we are.
On Instagram and also Twitter, which is now X. We're on there too, right, honey?
Yep, we
Okay.
are.
So the topic is the things you should do with your family in the beginning of 2024. When we think of New Year's, we come up with resolutions, but it's some things that are more, I believe, that are more important than just coming up with resolutions for you as an individual. I think a lot of times for families, we have to come together as a family so we can know what direction we're going to in 2024. So as for me and my family, we just like yesterday, we came together to discuss some goals and some things that we have to make sure that happens in our family. The first thing you got to do is call a meeting and get everybody aboard. And I believe in doing so, that's going to help us hold each other accountable. And accountability meaning that you don't put pressure on your family members, whether it's your children or your spouse, whatever. But at the same time, we got to make sure that we go together this year and see things accomplished. I can tell you from 2023, we have seen things accomplished that we wanted to do. So Tammy, I'm gonna ask you. You want to go ahead into our second part that's important there, if you don't mind, or whatever you feel led to say. Go ahead.
Well, first I want to say that a family is a team.
That's right.
And in order for somebody to be successful, life is already hard by itself. So you
Hmm.
need people that support you.
That's right.
That's what life is all about. When you have people that support you and understand you, you accomplish your goals, or you're at a better chance
That's right.
at accomplishing your goals. So
Yeah.
remember, your family is a team. It's not just you; it's your whole family.
That's right.
So yeah, like you said, call the meeting, get everybody together, get your whole
Hmm.
family together. Not your whole entire family, because it may be far
That's
away,
right.
but like your nucleus.
Yep.
Don't take your family for granted. Call that meeting. Successful families have this is what they do.
That's right.
The wealthy families, this is what they do. They
That's right.
create, they call a meeting, and everybody gets assigned a task, a thing that they do, and they send their children to college for those specific things that they assign them to do, or like to use their gifts. Invest in your children. So that one thing is called a meeting. The second one is set the vision.
That's right.
What's the vision? And what are the individual things that people do they're good at? And you can invest in your children,
Exactly.
according to the vision.
Yes, and also with that, and I love what you said, set a vision. Of course, biblically, the Bible says, without a vision, the people will perish. But those who are in your house, I'm talking about those who got your back, whether it's your children or your spouse, that's very important. But you got to
Yes.
make sure that whatever your goal is, for example, you're probably saying, well, what goals could we do? What do we want to establish as a family? Maybe you have, desires to, start a business, or maybe you started a business but it hasn't took off yet, or you know someone in the house who may want to start. Well, I think in your best interest as a family and support unit, it's good to back that person. Maybe you need to help
Yes.
them get that EIN number, or show them how to get business insurance. Or maybe a person wants to buy some land, buy some houses. Maybe you can come together corporately as a family if you're working, and you
Yes.
guys can invest in the property together and put everybody's name on it. On it, one person can have the name as the primary, and then the rest on deeds. You got to expand your territory as a family because it's important. And also, too, you maybe have a college student or someone who's in college or desire to go to
Yes.
college, and
Yes.
they're scared because they don't know, how much it's going to cost, and they're scared to be in
Yes.
debt. And you tell them, if you got the funds to do so, I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. We
Yes.
ran to do that in our house. We have a son that's in college. He may want to go further in his education, but he's scared of the debt because he don't want to get out of college and have that debt, meaning that it's worthless because he's ready to get into the world of working, but they want to have debt. But I can tell you, me and my wife,
Yeah.
we do whatever it takes to make sure we support our kids. And I believe some of you guys will be willing to do that. Or, if you got a son like we have also that works hard, okay, and he saves his money. And let me say this too also for the record. It's very important that you don't take from the pot, meaning that you got to bring in some things financially to support, if that makes sense. Okay, but you got to also have that in direction of God, because without God, there's nothing that we can do. So we're just thankful that in 2023 we didn't have a bad year, y'all. We looking forward in 2024 because we have seen some things accomplished, not based on materials, but even mentally we have accomplished a lot of things, and we kept our sanity in doing so, and that's important. So the goals number 3.
Hold on, wait, before you go to number 3.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's important in the family dynamic.
Yes.
When we set the vision,
Oh, yes.
Children, when they lack a father in their lives, they can suffer with issues like abandonment.
Yes.
Not being able to. There's a lot of loss when you don't have a father, and so it's amazing what a father and a mother can do.
That's
like
right.
in our family, I am the cheerleader and the prayer warrior in our family.
Yes, she is.
I need to know what you believing in and what you're doing, so
That's right.
I can be like, oh, I'm on it.
Yep.
If I need to pray about it, if I need to fast about it, because like you said, it's about pushing you forward.
That's right.
We have to push our children forward.
That's right.
So that they know that they're not just nobodies in this world going nowhere with nothing. Nobody's backing me. Nobody cares about me. Your children shouldn't say nobody cares about me.
That's right.
You can start in 2024 to say, my child knows exactly that their family is for them, and that whatever task they're taking up,
That's right.
they are supported in those areas. And another thing I want to say is the value of having the father there. When you got a father there, then you got somebody that while we were in our meeting, my husband said some things to me, some areas that he sees that I need to grow. And you have to realize that if you don't use your family for what it can be used for, you're going to miss out on a lot of things. Children are there for us to groom, and there to project them into their destiny, into their future. That's what the family is made up to do. We're not just here existing. And I'm just thankful that whoever's the visionary needs to be able to, a father can see a lot of things. Most fathers would name their kids little pet names and stuff.
Right.
They already do it. Believe in what is already there. There's a lot of things we don't use. But we need to use them on purpose.
And she said, Father, we see things. And that's true. I definitely see things. But one thing is, it doesn't matter who's in the house. It doesn't matter if it's my wife. I want to make sure that we do the best together. And as a father, I'm never selfish to the point where it's all about me, how much money I make, how much I love God. I want to push people towards God and also be successful. And, like I always say all the time, it's good to do a lot of lip service, but at the same time, you got to make sure that it's never good to do that. But at the same time, you got to make sure that you're about the Father's business and about your house business. Because at the end of the day, guess what? If you set the vision and nothing's being done, why talk? Why have a vision if you haven't even walked in it so it can manifest itself? So I think a lot of times you do need a visionary. And in this house, I see a lot of potential. And, and if you don't see potential in your house, just you may want to, question your motives. You may want to check and see, who's around you, what they have to bring to the table.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You got something to add to that?
Yeah. I mean, that goes into our next, our number 3. Because we as parents, we see a lot of our talents in our children.
Yep.
And so in that time, let it be a safe space for you to talk about in your individual goals.
That's right.
Things that you want to see, things they want to see. How we can hold you down.
She said safe space. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to jump in there. Because sometimes as parents, And kids can feel like they can't come to you with anything.
Oh,
So that's why it's important that you have meetings and make them open up that door
yeah.
so they can feel free. I can tell you right
Yes.
now, my
Yes.
sons, we talk all the time.
Yeah.
And, they'll talk to their mother. We have a
Yeah.
nucleus that I know that, people would dream of.
Yes.
And sometimes I even pinch myself and say, is this real? And my
Yeah.
sons and them, they'll talk to me. Even my daughters, they'll talk to me about
Yeah.
stuff. And, when I say stuff, it's not just about, hey, them just laughing and kidding. But no, we
Yeah.
have some real conversations about stuff in life. And a lot of times, I don't even have to say that. They just want somebody to listen. That's all.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
that about that safe space is that,
Hmm.
in this space, that this is not about um, okay, somebody they might want to be a comedian.
Yeah.
So, we know it might not be a lot of money in it. Parents mostly want to tell their
Hmm.
children, oh, make a lot of money. That's what we want you to do so we ain't got to take care of you ourselves,
Yeah,
But,
that's right.
but, I mean, if you have a goal, it's not for it's not for, someone to express their goal. The worst thing you do is you want to do something and nobody believes in you.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening at your house.
That shouldn't. That's
Because
right.
that destroys lives.
Yep.
It causes people to have to go to therapy
Yep.
when they get older.
Yep.
And
Get them trauma, PTSD.
really being there
Yeah.
for somebody. If that's their goal and that's our heart passion,
Yep.
then as a family, when you get together and you talk about what your family's going to do, well, we want you to be the best comedian you can be.
That's right.
We want you
Support
to
'em.
be the best,
Yep.
whatever you want to be. We want you to be the best you can be in that.
Because I don't, I know at times it seems like us as families, we don't support each other enough. And the support, only way you know what a person needs is to talk to them.
Yeah.
You know what they need support in. The main thing is making sure that you really are their support, not just to say I support you, but really do something about it. So
Yeah.
so those goals that the individual have
Yeah.
and the areas of growth, guess what? That helps them grow.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
they know that you care and you're supporting them. They're not gonna want to mess up.
Yes.
They're not
Yes.
gonna want to let the whole group down because we're doing this together.
Yes.
Like I told my kids yesterday, and I tell my wife, I got lands, and I'm trying to share that with everybody. But one thing we're not gonna do is just give it to anyone who is
Yeah.
not participating and supporting what we do. Also, now as
Exactly.
parents, there's certain things they're gonna get in the will, yes, but you'll be a fool to give it to a child who is basically just dwindle everything away.
Yes.
But we don't have it in our house, but we want to make sure that's why you talk to make sure that you don't have that going on. So
Yeah.
you support, because they feel support, guess what? They'll reach back out to you in the future. And we're not one of the parents, we're not the parents that's gonna, take advantage of our kids. We want to be the ones to set the trends
Yeah.
so that they can eat off us,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we believe.
And
Go ahead.
there's one more thing, just very quickly.
Yeah. Good.
One good thing about talking about the goals, individual goals and areas, your children should also not feel like you Superman and Superwoman. It should be a place where you say, "Hey, I got goals. I
got goals. That's right.
I want to do."
That's right.
Times when I've,
That's right,
I
man.
didn't
That's
know
right,
if
man.
I was going to make it,
That's
but I
right.
did.
Yeah.
We talked about 2023, the things we accomplished, and we met certain goals. But there are areas where we needed to grow, and that included us. And it wasn't
right.
like a time we're just going to direct everything. Everything's just direct.
That's right.
We're giving you orders, and that's what we're going to do. We parents, that's what we do. You shut your mouth. We tell you what to do. I am grateful for the safe place that we had.
That's right. That's right. And the last thing, but I leave because our time is running up. We try to keep everything in 10 to 12 minutes. We have learned. Me and my wife. She said she's a prayer warrior, but I'm a prayer warrior too. We have learned to pray about everything.
Yeah.
Amen. Because that is important. Because
Yeah.
when you pray about everything, God hears it and things work in your
Yeah.
favor and for the family. So, just like we always say, okay, we'll serve you up the bitter and the sweet on topics about relationships, the church family, hot topics, and world news. When life gives you lemons, just make lemonade.